Welcome back, tubers and trolls of Telesplash Gaming. I'm Chris, and I want to get right into it today. As gamers, and on this journey we're on together, there's always games where we get away from them, we mean to come back, and for some reason we don't. Some of those times, we're running from the games. There's been a couple that have scared me off, but I mean to get back to them. And on this list today, I'm going to pick out 5 games that I need to get back to because I have not seen those end credits, and I want to know what happens. Some of these games I love, some of them I just might have lost interest at the time. I think we all experienced that, so let's get into it and start with number 1. This list is actually in no particular order, but the very last game I'm a little embarrassed about, and that's why I put it last. So the first game I'm starting out with is Borderlands 2. Now, as we all know, Borderlands 2, if you've played it, is an incredibly fun game. It was released in 2012 for the PS3, the 360, the PC, and the Mac. Eventually, it did get a port to the Vita. What this is, it's an open-world, action, role-playing, first-person shooter with a ton of humor. And for me, it might be the most laugh-out-loud gaming session I've ever had. I mean, there are so many funny cutscenes, so much stuff going on. The humor is incredible, at least for me. And there's 4 playable Vault Hunters on Pandora, which is the planet you're on. And there's actually, I believe, 6 with the expansion. So for me, Borderlands 2, why did I not finish the game? Well, what it comes down to is I bought this game with a friend, and we decided we're going to beat this game in co-op. The first week we were after it, and we put in some serious time. But like a lot of things, we have different games. New stuff gets released, we took a little break from it, and we have not gone back. So the only reason I've not beaten Borderlands 2 is because I've just not taken the time to go back to it. I love the game, I think it's incredible. I actually have the Handsome collection, so I have the pre-sequel, I have Borderlands 2, I never played the first one, but I think it's time for me to get back into this so I can finally check out those end credits. Moving on to the second game on my list. Now we're going back a couple decades. This one is Cobra Triangle for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was released back in '89, and a little tidbit, it was developed by Rare. So, kind of their early days. And what this is, if you haven't heard of Cobra Triangle, I believe it's one of the true hidden gems on the Nintendo. It's boat racing and combat with so much more in between. And what I mean by that is there's a little bit of racing, a little bit of combat, but there is waterfall levels where you're having to jump waterfalls and avoid, different traps and whirlpools. There's a level where you have to protect humans from getting taken by other boats. You have to dispose of mines in like a square box. You drop them in this box and they blow up. And so it is a fun game, and one of my favorite times as a kid playing this game is the first time I saw that Loch Ness looking monster, and it's actually a super easy early boss, and it's on the cover, but it was so fun to play this game and see those sprites. It has an awesome soundtrack too. It just sounds really good. There's some great music, and the action and the actual game itself is really well done. So if you haven't played that one, I really think you should check out Cobra Triangle. And the reason I have not seen the end credits, this game is hard. Like many NES games, I have done so much grinding on this game, even as an adult, and I think there's 25 levels, and I've made it to 17 or so, 18. It's a tough game, but I think I can do it. I think I can put my nose to the grindstone and get it done. The third game is Portal 2. Now, Portal 2 was released for the PS3, the Xbox 360, the PC, the Mac in 2011. Now, this game I had on my computer, and the reason that I didn't beat this game is because I switched computers. I did not keep my game save. And what I love about Portal 2 is that it's a first-person, puzzle platformer. So I think most of us have probably played Portal 2 or at least seen it. It's really hard to actually explain exactly what it is, but imagine, platforming with the puzzle elements, and then you have this teleportation / portal gun that can put 2 different portals out that you can bounce through one and come out the other side. So it's a really cool, really fun puzzle game, and it does have co-op. So for me, that is one that I've never seen the end credits, but I loved the game. I just switched computers at the time, didn't keep the game save, and kind of decided, I don't want to start right over again. And so that's the only reason I've not finished it, but as of this list, it's time to move on. And moving on to our 4th game on the list. It's one that I think all of us know, Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VII is my top 5 game of all time. I loved Final Fantasy VII. But Final Fantasy VIII is the next game in the series, released in '99 for the PlayStation. It's obviously been ported to a couple other consoles since then, but originally it came out for the PlayStation. And Final Fantasy VIII has been the one game that I have probably started over more than any other game in my entire life. And every time I've started it over, something happens. I had it on my phone. I got a new phone. I've had it on my PC. I got a new PC. I've had it on my PlayStation 2. And the funny thing is, I still have the memory card on disc 4 in my drawer right now from my PlayStation 2. And I'm gonna have to go find a PlayStation 2 because I don't own one now, and put that memory card in and finish this game so I can get the end credits. If you don't know Final Fantasy, it's a role-playing game, epic role-playing game, lots of moving parts in between. I think most of us probably know what Final Fantasy is, and has a fun card game in there that I really enjoyed at the time, but it does have extremely long cutscenes, and the GFs, slash summons are awesome, but again, those cutscenes do get a bit tedious. And last, but certainly not least on this video, this is the one I'm embarrassed about, but I've got to put it on here. I need to be called out. It is Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo Entertainment System. It is the most widely recognized mascot in the history of video games. It's helped bring the revival back from the video game crash of '83. He deserves to get this game beaten. Mario deserves this common courtesy among most gamers to at least play the game and try to beat it. And when I got my system, when I was 3, 4, 88, 89, I didn't beat Mario. I played it, but the 8-4 had the pipes. I could never figure out the combo, and so that was that. So that's the main reason I never beaten Super Mario Brothers. So I'm 32 years old, 3 decades later. You're seeing a live version of me playing this game. I finally beat it. It was super gratifying. It felt just as good as beating a game that I spent 50 hours in, although it didn't take that long. But with that being said, guys, I want to say thank you for coming and joining this journey. And now my list of 5 has been dropped down to 4. Hey guys, if you like the content today, please leave me a like, comment, or subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. We'll be seeing you again soon.